How's it, grade 12s? Okay, so now we're going on to the logistic proportional growth rate. And I just want to start off with an example from your handout here. So what they're talking about here is just some cells, and they're producing with a logistic growth rate, and they've just given you your delta P by P here, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to plot this thing, this delta P by P, to P, okay, which gives you this graph over here. So this is your delta P by P, and this is your P. Now you'll notice that we are getting a negative slope here, and it's a straight line, and it looks nothing like this one, okay? This was your Malthusian model, where it's a horizontal line. Here we are actually getting some type of a graph. And as soon as it's like this, we are going to have a logistic, okay? So as you can see from this graph, our delta P over P is not going to be equal to some kind of a constant where the Malthusian was. You saw here it was equal to a constant, and we could see that it was Malthusian. So as soon as you get this, that your delta P1 over P1 is not equal to your delta P2 over P2, etc., you have a logistic model, okay? And what I want to talk about here is if we had to plot this thing up, which will look like this always, and I've just shown you with this one, we get that the general equation for this line is delta P over P is equal to minus R over KP plus R. Now don't get confused with such a hectic equation. All this is it's y is equal to mx plus c, okay? Where your y values are your delta P over P, that's that. Your gradient of this line is going to be minus R over K. Then your X values are just your P, and your C value is your R, okay? Also, what I want you guys to note from this graph is your maximum possible growth rate, your intrinsic growth rate, is going to be the y-intercept of this graph. Then your carrying capacity is going to be the x-intercept. So let's just make a note. This is your x-intercept, your carrying capacity, and your intrinsic growth rate is your y-intercept. Okay. So what I've done now is I've just rewritten this formula like this, and I've just taken out a common r. So you can use the formula in this form like this. Okay. Now there was just something else that I wanted to mention to you. This thing over here is called your logistic proportional growth rate equation. So your logistical proportional growth rate equation. Okay. So grade 12s, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send you some examples, worked examples, so you can work through it. They're not too difficult if you follow the examples. After that, I'm going to give you some exercises that you can try all on your own. I will post up the memos to those exercises probably at the end of the day for you, so you can see where you went wrong or if you went all right. Okay, thank you, grade 12s.